Hello, it's Garth from Ecom Rebel. We're live again tonight. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, this will be hopefully a quick one. I've got a webinar in about 15, 20 minutes, so I'll make sure I wrap it up before then. So I just want to say hi to everyone. How you guys going? So tonight I want to talk about PayPal and Stripe reserves and banned accounts and how to be prepared. All right, so that's what I've made some notes. So that's basically what the video is going to be about. Now, before we start, I just want to put it out there for you guys. If you guys, some of you guys might be serious about drop shipping, and you might want to check out our drop shipping. Basically, if you want to do drop shipping and learn drop shipping, you might want to check out our drop shipping community. You can check that out at ecomrebel.com. That's what ecomrebel.com. You see it on the screen. All right, so let's get started. We'll get into this now. Where I had a look at this video, if you guys, some of you guys know about drop shipping, you would have come across Beast of Ecom. Okay, so I'll just switch my screen so you can see that. All right, so Beast of Ecom is a great, he's really knows what he's doing when it comes to drop shipping, so you might want to check this out. Now, I watched this last night, and it goes for about 37 minutes, and he talks about this couple here. They went from $0 to $1 million with their drop shipping store, and there's some of these students. And their names is Luna and Maxime. And basically, they go through the video, and he asks some really great questions about, you know, how they got started, their background, and all that sort of thing. It was just fascinating, really, really fascinating. And he asked some really good questions. And so it was a good, it was basically a good understanding of where they're at and what skills they had, and they worked together as a team, and cracked that $1 million, and they've got multiple stores now, and they're doing really well. The whole life has changed. So it's really interesting. But they brought up something in there, and they were talking about the PayPal and Stripe reserves and being banned. Now, I don't think they actually had their accounts banned, but they actually had their reserves put on by PayPal and Stripe. So if you don't know what that is, I'll just quickly go to PayPal. So PayPal and Stripe, let's load that up. All right. So PayPal, everyone knows PayPal. You use it because it's convenient. It's easy to get paid. It's easy to transfer money to people. Really good. Everything's fine until you do something that PayPal doesn't like, and they'll either do two things. They'll put a hold on your account where they, especially if you're selling, they'll have, because you're a risk to them. Because here's from PayPal's point of view. If you start selling something, a little widget, and all of a sudden you're breaking in $10,000, $20,000 a day coming into your PayPal account, and then you take it out of your bank account, it's quite possible that your little widget, you're not actually going to deliver that little widget, and you're actually just collecting the money, and you're walking away with tens of thousands of dollars and never intending to deliver. And that is why PayPal, this is why it's so, they do this to people and put these rolling reserves, because it's a risk for them if you just take the money and run. That's why it's very hard to get merchant accounts, which I'll be talking about in a minute. So PayPal everything's great, but what they talked about, these guys, when they're going through and they started scaling, when they got to $10,000 a month, they're around that figure. That's when they had an issue with PayPal holding, and I think they were talking about 20% of their sales. It's huge, and it can last for 3 to 6 months. And it's just a continual thing you got to deal with PayPal, okay? And this can cripple your business if you're not putting the money aside or not prepared for it. So PayPal's one thing. The other big one is Stripe, okay? So Stripe is another account that's easier to set up. It's also used through Shopify payments. And Stripe, same sort of thing. They operate the same way as PayPal. They'll give you an account straight away, but if you do something that they think is, hits a red flag for them, maybe you've got requests for refunds, maybe it's more than, maybe 2% or 1%. So maybe you have 100 sales, but one person puts in a complaint. That can get your account put on hold or banned. Okay, and so if they had a problem with PayPal, and then they had a problem with Stripe, and so they talked about sort of what they did. But I'm just going to give you a breakdown of what sort of what you can do about it, and you can't sort of prevent it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen if you use them. But basically, you need to be prepared and see what you're going to do about it beforehand. All right. Now, by the way, if you're serious about drop shipping, you can check out our drop shipping community. You can head on over to ecomrebel.com and you can join our community there if you want. Yeah, some good stuff. Now, where was I? We'll get back to. Okay, so I want to run through a couple of different other things you can do. So if you're getting sales and you're at that $1,000 per day mark and you're starting to make some serious dollars, maybe you're trying to get to scale to 2,000, 3,000. So what you need to do is you need to be prepared, and somewhere in that you need to start applying for these accounts. So this one here is called BlueSnap. So BlueSnap is, you can go to bluesnap.com or home.bluesnap.com, and they're a payment gateway. And essentially, very similar. It's like PayPal, it's like Stripe. The difference is that you have to apply for it, and you have to have sales, and you have to be running a legitimate business. Otherwise, you're not going to get, because this is a merchant facility. So you're looking at this one's, for example, in Australia, 1.75%. No monthly fees, but you need to be selling, I think the minimum was 2,000 to 3,000 per month. Yeah, 2,500 per month you're going to be selling. But you only need to look at this sort of stuff when you're at the $1,000 a day sort of mark, okay? Because at that point, if your merchant facility falls over and you're relying on PayPal or Stripe, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. So BlueSnap is one of those, and you're definitely going to have your sales and everything in place before you apply. Otherwise, you're not going to get accepted. So check out BlueSnap. The next one I'm going to have a look at is Bolt. So this is bolt.com. And these, just to let you know, with both these, the way their checkouts work. So I'll quickly jump to the US payments through Shopify. So this is a standard one you get through Shopify. Okay, so when you sign up for Shopify payments, there's all these other payment channels that you can use as well. But the default one is Shopify payments, which is easy to get set up, but you can get banned from it or have rolling reserves just like the rest of them. Okay, but the idea is that you try out these other ones and you sign up. You've got to have sales, and these require usually a third-party checkout. So when you're using Shopify payments, you're actually using Shopify's checkout page to perform the checkout, and then the payments go through that. When you're using these other ones like BlueSnap and Bolt, you're actually using another checkout. Okay, so it won't. When you go to checkout, it may look like it's from Shopify, but it's actually hosted on a different platform. So I'll give you examples, requirements of some of these ones. So like BlueSnap. Okay, one, you'll need to be there. You'll need to set yourself up as a business. So in Australia, it would be like an ABN, or you have a company, proprietary limited company, for example. In the US, LLC. So essentially, you need to have some type of company. You need to have a history of sales, and this is particularly with BlueSnap. There's a list of supported countries. Just like you can't always get, if you're in a particular country and they don't have that facility, there's nothing you can do about it. You have to try a different merchant. You basically need to use, when I was talking about these third-party checkouts, I'm talking about like CartHook and CheckoutX. Now, the reason why you need to be doing a lot of sales is because CartHook is around about $300 a month. Okay, so it's not something that is cheap or free, but to have this sort of to have these BlueSnap and these other ones, you'll need a third-party checkout, and CardHook is one of the most solid ones around, and you're looking at about $300 a month for that. Okay, but you don't have to worry about rolling reserves, no limitations. What else here? You don't have to worry about your account being banned. All these things you're not going to worry about because you're applying for this merchant facility. So what happens is they set up a NMI payment gateway, connects to the CardHook app. So that's the $300 a month, and you sign up to have a merchant account. Okay, and the payout times, to give you an idea of that, North America, Australia is 3 to 7 days. So with Stripe, I think in Australia, I think we're down to 3 days on Stripe generally from memory, and 7 days initially, and I think 3 days if you do it consistently. The rest of the world, 8 days afterwards. They got a whole list of fees. You can check out the fees on the BlueSnap's site. And so basically, it looks like it's on your website, but it's actually you're using the CardHook checkout page, and that'll be how you would run, that. Bolt's slightly different. Bolt has basically like a pop-up box that appears, so it has like a slightly different checkout to the ones you've seen with Shopify. But it's a very if you test this out, even try and request a demo, and you'll be impressed with how easy it is to use that. All right, so I think I've covered most things. Give you an idea of chargeback rate, right? We're talking 1%. So if you have 100 customers, they don't want any chargebacks more than 1%. And Visa and MasterCard generally have 3, but they like below 1. So you cannot afford to have chargebacks with these types of services. So it's better to refund the customer than to get a chargeback. Okay, so that's some of these things that's important, and really good customer service. Okay, because when people don't get customer service and they wondering where their stuff is, they're going to, worst case, if they can't get in contact or you don't respond straight away, that's when they, ring their bank or contact their bank and say it's not authorized and it's a chargeback, which means that they get their money back. You get charged an extra fee and it goes against you, and you can lose your merchant account. So that's how serious it is. Give you an example on eBay. Basically that rate is around about 2%. So if you have 2 people that basically want a refund, it puts you down a category. You can go from above average seller down to an average seller down to below average, and it's all to do with that 1 to 2%. So it's really important to do that. So basically, to give you an idea, that costs free for the first 12 months, and then it's $75 a month, unless you've got 2,500 monthly revenue. But you're going to be having that because otherwise you wouldn't be using BlueSnap. All right, so that should give you an idea of what you were looking at. As I said, this only applies when you've got that $1,000 a day, that type of thing. Otherwise, there's no point in worrying about it when you're only at $100 a day. There's nothing really to lose, and that doesn't weigh up for the costs. So if you want to check out all the list of the payment gateways, I'll put these links below, and you can check out these ones for US. In Australia, we have different. You can check out each country. In Australia, these are all the different payment gateways that I can use, and then you can also apply for BlueSnap, Bolt, and there's a lot of others that you can use as well. They're just 2 of the well-known ones that that a lot of drop shippers use. So I think I've covered it. There's a couple of other ones. You know about PayPal. You know about Stripe. A few people use 2Checkout, Authorize, and Skrill. Those are a couple of other ones that use for drop shipping as well. So yeah, check out this video that Ecom Beast does. It's well worth watching. A lot of good value in there. So that's awesome. So I think I've covered a few things. Yeah, before I forget, if you like this video and you want to build a 6-figure drop shipping store, you might want to join our community. If that sounds interesting to you, you can always go to ecomrebel.com and join if you like. Yeah, check it out. All right, I think that's all I wanted to cover with you guys. Thanks for jumping in. I'm going to finish up now. We've got our webinar happening shortly, and I will be giving you times. I'll be doing regular webinars that I want you guys to be able to join in. And this will be all part of the Ecom community. So if you're in the Ecom underground group, you'll be able to participate in these. And if you have questions, we're going to be going through them through the webinar. So I'll announce some times and dates for that, and it'll be a regular thing. Okay, so you can look forward to that and getting any of the questions answered. Because a lot of people are at different levels, and some people are just getting started, and other people more experienced. So I just want to create a group where we can help each other and everyone can get to a 6-figure dropshipping store, because once you get to that, you're going to have those skills to be able to do it again and progress and just change your life basically. So all right, with that said, I will talk to you guys again soon. Okay, bye.